Well, mate, I wanted to start off by saying congratulations on this debut single. We started playing it on our show over the weekend, and we're already getting great feedback for it. So, congratulations.
Thanks, Dave. That's awesome. Yeah, that's incredible, actually. So, no, that's and great to hear.
So,
Awesome, awesome.
so I was wondering if you could start off by telling us a little bit about how the band got together, because I know that you've all been involved with other bands over the years, but how did the opinion industry get together in the first place?
Yeah, cool. So I was in a band with my drummer, Cruzy, in our earlier years. So from the age of 18, I was in a band with him. We were called Sleight of Hand, based out of Newcastle, where we're from. And we used to kick around the local scene. We got quite a big local following and had an opportunity to play with some pretty high-profile Australian bands like Butterfly Effect and Cog and Carnival, Dead Letter Circus. So we were kind of in that scene at the time. So we kind of ended that band around 2009 and just sort of got day jobs for a long time, just sort of gave up on music, or didn't give up on music, but just sort of let the music go for a while, lived a bit of life. And then, I mean, I'm always writing music. I'm always writing songs. I love big guitars. I love distorted, big melodic, but also big melodic hooks and big choruses and catchy tunes, right? So, I just started writing some new tunes probably about 3 years ago. Then I had the opportunity to meet Benny McDonough, who's the bass player of the Opinion Industry, and we decided to just sort of get together and jam out on my songs, we kind of locked eyes on each other and went, I think we really got some energy, and we just got that second wind, Dave, and.
Yeah.
And what's been great about the EP that we've been recording, and Opinions being the first single from that EP, is that we really feel like we've hit a purple patch, of luck, where just the songs really fell together pretty easily, And what was really great is that all the songs are like 3.5 minutes, which is perfect for radio. They've all got 3 choruses in them, all sing-along choruses. So that just sort of provides you with a bit of context as to what we're about. So it's kind of a bit of background for you in terms of how we started.
Yeah, and also the name of the band, The Opinion Industry, where did that come from, especially considering that the first single is called Opinions?
Yeah, so I'm a bit self-conscious about that, actually, because you're like, oh, are we really going to do this? We're going to, it's like U2 writing a song called U2, right? It's just a bit funny, but so I had another band name for the project originally, and then I started thinking about, the songs are very much about what's in our lives present day, right? So we like a lot of the songs on the EP, they'll be about like big tech overreach, or protesting, or social media, or all the topics that are kind of current to today is the kind of themes that we explore within the band. And so I actually had one of the band name was going to be Caffeine Nation, because it just seems like in the last 10 years coffee has just blown up. I mean, I know in our hometown of Newcastle, every time I go back there's just 5 new cafes that have opened up, right? And I'm not here to say anything bad about coffee. I'm addicted to coffee, but it sort of speaks to sort of the changing of times, right? And the idea was that our first release was going to be called The Opinion Industry. And my drummer, Cruzy, he turned around and he went, no, that's the band name. That's a really good name. And so I went, oh, okay. And every time we tell people our band name, they kind of stop and they look at us and they go, oh, that's a great name. So we thought, well, that's awesome, right? So I guess thematically it leans into the internet, and social media. Everyone's what should be a good thing, and is a good thing, but what should be a good thing in terms of being able to communicate freely back and forward has become a bit of a shouting match, between people. people say things online that they would never say to somebody's face, you know.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
and our media and our TV shows, they're very much playing into that too. You know, they're very good at picking a side every 5 minutes, whatever suits them to basically create more friction and conflict and to fill up that 60 minutes of news every night, right?
Yep.
So it kind of leans into that, and so we just feel like, you know, with the stuff that we write about in our songs, it kind of is a really good mission statement in terms of what people can expect whenever they want to tune into the opinion industry.
Yeah.
Much in the same way in the veins of bands like System of a Down and Rage Against the Machine, you know you're going to get a very strong message politically or socially or, you know, of the times. We're very much tapping into that, you know, with our songs.
Yeah, and the last 18 months, that must have been absolute fodder for you for wanting to write about things, because there's been so much going on. Like you said, we've seen that division of media about which sides they're going to take, probably enhanced because of the pandemic. So has it been a really prolific writing time for you over the last 18 months?
Hey, great question, right? So with that, when you watch the opinions video, we actually had blurred out news footage of the time of the US election. So you see Trump headlines, you see, you know, all that kind of stuff, you know, within the video. And what's been interesting is, I mean, we don't profess to be pro or anti either way when it comes to that particular situation. But what we are sort of discussing within the realms of that particular idea is that the media are kind of hurting right now because they don't have a strong figure like him to talk about now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's more about so the media start to look at other things to sort of throw fuel on the fire, just so they have more content to talk about, and the people that end up hurting is the general population, because we're always kept in this state of frenzy, you know, in terms of yelling and shouting at each other, right? So I know that's probably not a very direct answer to your question, but I mean, what we do feel good about with regards to the opinion industry is that we will always have something to talk about while the media have that kind of control.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen in 6 months' time, whether we'll even be talking about a pandemic in the media. But what we definitely know, Dave, is that the media will find something to talk about, and
Yep.
they'll make a big deal of it, and that's where we'll have an opportunity to write a song about it and hopefully provide the perspective of the people
Yep.
and what they're feeling around that. So it's very much, I guess it's very much us versus the media in terms of our ethos, you know.
Definitely, yeah.
In that sense.
And I've noticed a huge change, especially around with people my age. Like, I'm 41, and I've got to the point now where I don't watch the news anymore. I tune in of a morning just to hear what the COVID numbers are, and then I don't listen to the news for the rest of the day. Like, I listen to music. If I want to watch TV or anything in the nighttime, I'll watch streaming services. And I think that's something that's really going to happen over the next few years. A lot more people are going to become disenfranchised with news services, and they just want those headlines. Like, even if I want to hear like what's going on for the entire day, I'll just tune into an FM station of a morning and just listen to the news headlines, and that's it.
Great, yeah, great that you say that, right? Like, can I ask you, do you like heavy music? Do you
Yep.
Is that within your flavour? Yeah. So, for me, I can still put on a Rage Against the Machine song, or I can put on a System of a Down song, and feel that energy from the day that it was written.
Yeah.
Right, and because that is music that is written for the people, you know, that is written in terms of the perspective of this is how we feel against the system, and the system is very much not the politics from where we say, but is the media. The media have control over the political landscape and the livable landscape of what we are. What you're referring to is exhaustion.
Yeah.
Like we only have so much bandwidth within our brains that as we're getting older, we really start to cut out a lot of the BS and just go, look, is all this noise important? To me, fulfilling my goals, getting to the end of the day and feeling like I've achieved something. It's just a lot of distraction.
Yeah.
And it's tiring. We've got a song that's going to be coming out on our album. That says caffeine has us rewired, and I'm always tired. These are my observations. It's just this constant. It's just constant. And, and so I agree. I mean, over the weekend, I've been head down, bum up with promoting the Opinion single. Right? I've just been on TikTok. I've been on Instagram. I've been on Facebook. I'm scared shitless that they're going to come out with another platform that I'm going to be forced to promote my music on, simply because it's another channel to have to tackle, right?
Yep.
And I'm physically exhausted, and I haven't even set foot outside of the house, So you're absolutely right. It's overwhelming. And we say that in Opinions, we're overwhelmed, we're underwhelmed from the overhyping, and so hopefully that resonates with people. Well, it definitely resonates with me, and it resonates with the guys in my band because I write the lyrics. They're like, dude, this is exactly what we're feeling, and this is exactly what people are feeling. We feel like we have something that people are going to resonate with,
exactly.
And hopefully, that they should get that because we do. So,
yeah. Bringing it back to the EP, you guys worked with Mitta on the actual EP. Tell us a little bit about what it was like recording this EP with a producer that's so well known like that.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, so before that, we were recording in Sydney with Tim McCartney, who's incredible. He's there at Hercules Studios. But what we wanted to do was just kind of put that material on the shelf for the moment and just go and write and record really punchy rock songs that are really short, right? A friend of mine recommended Mitta. He just so happens to be based in our hometown of Newcastle. We're all in Sydney now, for the most part, but we went home to record that EP with Mitta. And after my first meeting with Mitta, I understood, like, what was great about him is he's a metalhead and he understands metal.
Yeah.
So just sitting down with him and just talking to him about what our goal was, or what our goals were. The moment that we got in there, everything happened so quickly. It happened as quickly as we'd written those songs as well. The guy's got fingers like a Korean teenager. I've never seen anyone work Pro Tools as quickly as Mitta Norath, right? And what was really great is that he allowed me to be a songwriter first and foremost. And as quickly as I was putting the ideas and the changes out there, he was right on top of it. So it made the whole process very Teflon and non-stick, to the point where the road was wide open and we weren't harbored by any obstacles. And it was just such a quick process. And I've never heard, for the producers that I've worked with in my life, I've never heard anyone have such a wide sonic palette at their disposal than Mitta. And his energy is infectious, and nothing's too hard for him. So to the point where we'll definitely be going back into the studio later in the year and recording with Mitta again, because we feel like we're on a roll, and we just want to get back in there and record more songs with Mitta. So he's amazing. He really is incredible.
Awesome. So for the people out there who are falling in love with Opinions, when will the EP be available for them, and where will they be able to grab a copy when it is available?
Yeah, great. So Opinions obviously is the first single. We've just released that. We're 3 days in, and the response has been incredible. The streams are through the roof. YouTube's been great. TikTok's going really well too, and obviously, support from people like yourself, Dave, has been fantastic. So our plan is that we are actually going to release another single next month, And the idea is that we're going to be releasing a single every month for the rest of the year. So every 4 to 5 weeks, people are going to see another song from the opinion industry that's going to be backed up with another video. It'll also be accompanied with a lyric video so people can really get an idea of what we're talking about, as well as other content as well. So our plan, Dave, is that the EP will come out hopefully early December. I mean, it's recorded, it's all ready to go. We have no plans on pressing any physical copies at this point. It's just going to be available online, so people can get it on their streaming platforms. But if they follow our website, theopinionindustry.com.au, they'll be able to follow along on our progress. But at the end of August, our second single will be out. It's shorter and catchier than Opinions, so we're really excited for people to hear that. And yeah, so definitely we'll have the full collection of this recording before next year.
Awesome. Well, mate, we're going to play Opinions again on our show now. So is there anything you would like to say to our listeners out there before they take a listen to this amazing track again?
Dude, well, yeah, first of all, I'd like to say, thanks for the support. Hopefully, hopefully people are really digging it on your show, which is awesome. Well, all I can really ask is that, with a band like the Opinion Industry and with a song like Opinions, which is our mission statement, if you will, the idea is to get conversation happening in a positive way. So get onto our TikTok, get onto our Facebook, get onto our Instagram. Just give us some ideas. You know what I mean? What do you want us to write songs about? What are some topical things that you'd like us to discuss openly? And get involved with our band, because we'd like to think that our project is for everyone, not just for the three of us, right? So we'd like to think that we're providing a platform and an avenue, so it's available to all, and especially available to all your listeners, Dave. So awesome.
Definitely. Well, mate, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we can't wait to see you guys perhaps get down to Melbourne for some shows when everything opens back up again as well.
Oh, mate, when this spicy flu clears, we will be down in Melbourne booking shows. Don't you worry. We can't wait.